Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Beauty in Black. This is season 1, episode 8. It's the mid-season finale, entitled "Killing Karma." I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed as of yet. And you can leave your comments below. But let's get into this episode. Okay, so we start off with Kimmy. She's bursting into the bedroom where Horace and Angel are at. And basically, she said, "Where's Angel?" And Horace said he's in the bathroom. And he said, "They're coming. I got to get you out of the house. Is there another way to get you out of the house?" He's like, wait, what's going on? Are you setting me up? And then all of a sudden, 4 gunmen come into the bedroom, demanding for some money. Horace ended up opening up a safe that's underneath the bed for them. And at this moment, he's having a coughing spell like he has had before. And Kimmy was like, he's sick. Let him be, da-da-da-da-da-da. So he opens up the safe and then he gets back over to the couch. Next thing you know, we're here. Horace done grabbed a machine gun from behind the couch, or from the pillow from the couch, and just wiped out all 4 of the gunmen, the robbers, basically. And at this point, he points his gun at Kimmy and Angel. "Talk! What is going on here?" And Angel said, "It was me. I put her up to it." No. And Angel is saying, we were going to rob you. Horace said, "One thing I cannot stand is an MF thief. And you didn't even ask me." I don't know why they thought that they had to rob. You see this dude is quite giving. I mean, he did give just a little, but he didn't really understand the whole payment of dancing and strippers and prostitutes and all of that. And you just had to teach him about game. I mean, Kimmy started getting more wages from him. And Horace seems at least on the nicer side. He just wanted that watch back because it was significant to him. He said it was special to him. So I don't blame him for wanting it back and demanding that Kimmy gets it back from him. Next thing you know, Angel's phone rings. And he says, "Go get it," and put it on speaker. So a guy ends up speaking and saying, "Is it done?" And Angel said, "Yes." And he said, "We'll meet you at the warehouse." So then they get off the phone, and Horace is like, "Well, where is this warehouse?" And Angel said, "I don't know." Well, what was the plan? Kimmy says, "I was mad about Rain. Because I was told that she was dead, and you didn't do what you said that you were going to do. So the plan was to kidnap you and to take the money. We weren't going to hurt you or anything of that nature." And then he was like, "Well, since you wanted to rob me, go take the money." It was like, "No, why would we take the money? We already owe you hundreds of thousands of dollars." And he's like, "What are you talking about? We know you own the club. Jules is our pimp." He's like, "What? Wait. Explain what's going on." "Jules, my Jules. He's over this club. And you are our boss." And then they go into the spiel of, he's got a lot of stuff on us. And he had a judge get the charges knocked off for us in exchange for us working for him. We got to do everything and anything for him to pay off our debts. And then he asked, "What judge?" Kimmy said, "Judge Harold Wiscollins." And then he said, "Look, all I got to say is you don't know me, you never met me, and never been to this house. Got it?" They say, "Yeah, get out." So they leave. Calvin and Mallory. Mallory's putting on lotion or whatever. Calvin comes into the bathroom, and she's like, "What are you doing here? I'm not even all the way clothed." Basically, he's ready to smash again. He's talking to her very vulgarish and all that good stuff. And she says, "Go up to the garage apartment." And then they walk out of the bathroom into her bedroom. And she's like, "Well, this is pretty creepy." And Calvin says, "You love it too." I want to do it in your bed. You know, we've done it in the elevator, in the car, and all that. And she's like, no, 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 we can't do that. Calvin's phone rings, and he's got to go handle something. And Mallory says, handle that and don't come back. And he says, oh, I'm coming back every chance I get. And then she gets close to Calvin's ear and says, if you betray me, I will shoot you in the back of the head. And then Calvin, is that understood? And then he said, oh, you are crazy about me already. I love it. Then Mallory gets into bed. Basically, this is very satisfying to her. Roy, he ends up calling Lena, the lawyer, and says, you know, I want to meet you. She's like, meet me where and what, huh? I'll meet you for a drink at Moxie's. Isn't that place closed? Like, I don't know, but even if they're not closed, they'll open up for me. He wants to work things out with the lawsuit. And she said, oh, really? Anyways, Lena said that she'll meet him. Roy tells the driver, Alex, to go to the liquor store first. As soon as he opens the door, he's sick and he's throwing up. He gets out and does a line of coke after he gets himself together, and then he gets a cigarette and all that good stuff. He tells Alex, the driver, to go into the liquor store and get him a bottle of gin. And he's like, you're pretty well toasted now. I'm just paraphrasing right now. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then he said, Ninja, you work for me. You go get me what I asked you to do. So Alex gets into the store and calls Jules and saying, what's going on? He may be coming to the liquor store and all that good stuff. And then all of a sudden he hears the truck leaving. And then to find out that Alex left the keys in the car. And Jules at this point is livid because of Alex making that mistake of leaving the keys in the car. And he said he did it because it's cold outside. All right, so from there, Alex said, you better go find him. Jules calls Mallory because Jules is like, there's just it's too hot. I got too much stuff in the frying pan and you need to help me out. He tells her where Roy is, and is he with that BITCH? And he says, no, he's with another one. It's Lena, the lawyer, and they're going to Moxie's. Okay, I'm on it. All right, so Angel and Kimmy, they're in the car. Angel's freaking out. Kimmy's kind of more stable and just trying to figure everything out. And Angel's just wanting to keep going, like they need to drive because Jules is going to kill us. But Angel's like, no. Horace was shocked when we were telling him all the news that was going on. And he's like, look, he's going to tell Bonnie and he's going to tell Jules to kill us. We got to go. And she said, we can't leave without Rain. Do you think Rain set us up or will set us up? Man, Kimmy's like, she won't do that. Rain calls and asks for Kimmy to come up to the hospital. Kimmy was apprehensive, but she says, what's going on? You can't come up here and see me right now? She's like, well, isn't visiting hours not? And they said, no, this is cool. Come on up here. Angel feels like this is a setup. And that's when Kimmy said, Rain wouldn't do us like that. So we need to go to the hospital. Jules comes by Horace's mansion. Or no, to the trap house, as I said it was. He comes in and sees all of the dead bodies and says, I need you to clean this up. And Jules asks, whose place is this? This is just one of my places that I come to get my needs met. Calvin is there too, and he looks inside of one of the wallets, Jules does, and says, and he reads a card off saying, the Be Safe Company. Did you order this, for the safe that he got? It's the same company as that. He said, yeah. So Jules says it looks like they are trying to rob you. So Horace is about to leave, and he turns around and asks Jules, are you close at all to Harold Collins? We find out that this was school friends that both Norman and Horace had back in the day. He's like, no, not really. Is he still on the bench? He says, yes. And is he and my brother still close friends? And he says he doesn't know. Well, I want to meet him and have dinner. He said, that's cool, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, Jules is looking a little bit, trying to play it cool, but still like, why you want to meet with him? The next scene, Roy goes to Moxie's. with Lita, and he's flirting around with her, and then he gets to his agenda, and he wants Lena to drop the case. She's like, yeah, right. He says, if you drop the case, I can offer you incentives. Also, you're going to bribe me? Like, no, come work with us. You know, our lawyers are really a piece of ish. Come work for us. Next thing you know, Mallory pulls up a chair, and she tells Roy, you need to go home. And Roy's like, no, I'm not going. I need you to go. Then they go through all this banter, and then Roy tells Lena, welcome to the Roy and Mallory show, where she comes to antagonize me. Da-da-da-da-da. And Mallory said, this is my last warning. Roy, whatever, says no. All of a sudden, she does something with her phone to set off some type of alarm, and everyone that was in the restaurant ends up leaving. It wasn't so much like a fire alarm or whatever, but whatever happened, them folks got out of Dodge. Then Mallory announces that there are 3 men outside waiting for you. I suggest that you go on your own right now. Roy ends up getting up and going away. Mallory and Lena, they have a conversation and offers Lena a job if she go on and drop this case. And then Lena's like, is this rehearsed? Because he just told me the same thing. Oh, really? Ugh. I think he said that was just a joke. No, she said something to him later on. Never mind. Well, I guess doing a lot of coke and something, even after all the liquor, he can come up with some type of smart thought. Lena says, I can't be bought. And it's not about the money. And then she said, oh, that's what all poor people try to say. It's not about the money, but it's all about the money, itch. And you're trying to not settle and all that, but watch me work. I guess in some type of way, she thinks that she's going to get Mallory to back down in some type of way. And then Mallory, she leaves the table. So Kimmy and Angel, they go up to the hospital and they visit Rain, and she's just so happy to see Rain after she thought that she was dead. And Rain says, you know, I should have listened to you and not gotten the BBL. But it's like both of them are the same stubborn people, and you try to tell them something and you can't really tell them nothing, you know. Rain says, how's the club? Rain didn't like the answers because it was kind of suspicious of what you're saying. And she said, are you sure? You know, Angel, like, how are you? Good. And then he stares away. Y'all ain't telling me something. Angel, you have blood on your shoes. What's going on? Should I be worried? And Kimmy was like, no, you don't. I'm working something out. And Angel says, you know, we got to go. And Kimmy's like, I want to stay. You can go. And Angel said, no, we need to go together. Da-da-da-da-da. And we'll come back tomorrow. Okay? So they leave. Now we go back to Horace's mansion. He hears this fire truck siren, and he asking the butler, you know, has there been anything going on? He said, no, it sounds like something's on the back road, the private road. And then he asked the butler to go see what's going on. He calls Harold and says, you know, I need to talk to you. And can you come tomorrow at 6 a.m.? And he was like, first he said, yeah, but then he's like, well, that's like in a couple of hours. Is that going to be okay for you? Horace said, and he said, sure. So Harold is coming. Mallory and Roy are in the truck. And of course, now Mallory needs to chastise Roy. And she tells Roy, wait till I tell your father what you were trying to do tonight. You know I was setting up a deal, Roy says. And Mallory said, you were just trying to F-U-C-K. And then Roy says, you know I run this company. And you just pretend that you do. I'm going to tell your father-in-law. So let me just remind you at this. Call my father-in-law. So then, at this point, Roy is struggling with Mallory to get the phone. He takes it or whatever, and she's trying to get it back. It's to the point where she got her legs to the moon, and he's kind of, what the? Here's your phone, here's your phone, here's your phone. So then now there's a line of questioning from Roy. Why don't you have on any underwear? What are you talking about? I just forgot it. And then Roy says, for as long as I've known you, you have never forgotten about putting on underwear. I'm gonna figure out what's going on. And then she tries to change the subject by talking with Alex, saying, don't go down the main road, let's go down the private road. While they're going down the private road, they see a fire truck. They get out. They ask the police that are there also. They said it's an accident. And Mallory's like, is there a body in there? So the car is still in flames. This is Charles's car, or at least a car that looks like Charles. Horace calls Mallory back, said, hey, I missed your phone call. And he said, I'm on the private road. Come here. There's something that you need to see. So Kimmy and Angel, they get back to the hotel, and Bonnie and Delinda are standing out there, and it looks like they opened the door. So anyways, they take a deep breath, and they get out. Angel's thinking that something's up as far as Horace has sent them there or whatever. She's like, no, I don't think they know. So they go over to Bonnie and Delinda, and Bonnie's like, where you been? And I'm hearing that your ASS has been trying to take my place. It's like, no, I'm not. Like, oh, I'm like, what did I put down here? She said, look, I'm done playing with you, and your ASS needs to learn. I do have something to keep your ASS in line. So, next thing you know, a van pulls up, and they see, and she shows that it's Sylvie, her sister, the 16-year-old. So Bonnie took Sylvie, and Kimmy's like, she is 16, what are you doing? Leave her alone, da-da-da-da-da-da. Kimmy got the strength out of nowhere and started fighting Bonnie, and then Bonnie ended up taking over and punching her in the gut and all that good stuff. Kimmy gets into Angel's car, or Salvo's car, and rams into Bonnie's body. Like she's like standing in front of a car and then rams into her. Excuse me. And that was the end of the episode. So I don't know if Bonnie's going to survive, but Kimmy said, absolutely not. You are not going to take my sister and try to put her up into this mess. So this was her way of trying to keep Kimmy in line. I don't know what's going to happen. We got to wait until the spring, but I am so intrigued to find out what's going to happen and what's going to take place now. But I want to get into why Mallory has taken over. Of course, it's obvious that he's on this drugs and alcohol and stuff. Roy is, but Roy really feels like it's his job, and they've reduced him and act like he's just this dumb person. But obviously, there is still potential inside of him to run this company. So what happened in this whole switch that has happened? Because both of his parents hate him too. They tolerate Charles a little bit more. Horace doesn't even tolerate Charles because of Charles' sexuality, even though he's dipping and dabbling in same-sex attraction, sexuality, and all that good stuff. So that's very interesting. I want to see what's next with this underworld. I, again, have some predictions of what's going to happen in the future, but I will wait until spring 2025. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Thank you for supporting me. Please like this video. Give me your predictions. Give me your thoughts of what's going to happen for this part B of the season. Subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And again, leave your thoughts below. And until the next video, peace.